A razor. I can trade that, potentially. You've got sleeping drugs. I've got... That's worth 2. Boom. I got a sleeping drug now. Why are you so bristled up? It has begun. A crushing blow to the soul and a halves is being prepared. There are nearly 70 dog heads. No one will escape their doom. What does it mean? It means the soul and a halves domination... The end of soul and a halves domination in Earth. Knockin' will have to sweat to break free from the dog's jaws. Are you describing a game of yours? A game to some, destiny to others. I hope you avoid manslaughter. They continue to be shitheads, as it turns out. Oh, little girl, do you have a schmouter just to taunt me, little fuck? Nope, not this time. I would lose my mind if she had a schmouter right now, and the first time I met one of them. Because I'd be like, ah, there it goes. That's me never getting that one. Wouldn't that be great? The first little girl I talked to has a schmouter. I'm like, great, thanks, bye. I encountered, I think, 2 or 3 over the course of my campaign with Bachelor. And every single time I could not afford it, I think. I might have got 1, I don't know. It didn't ultimately matter that much. But it could have. It could have. So we were done, right? We're cool? Okay. Ooh. Glad to know you have the opportunity to fix that surprisingly quickly. I thought there might be like a multi-day odyssey of me having rep problems. This is a weird park to route through. You have the central path I used to always do originally, which is very easy to navigate. But then there's also like 4 to 6 garbage cans scattered around the outside. So you kind of have to do like a snaking path around the area in order to fully explore if that's what you're going for. You sell the bullets. Don't have a lot to sell. Trade that for right now, though. We're far-ish along. Oh. The game does not tell me who my bound are. Not yet. Did we learn about that on day 2?
There's this thing that needs to be done.
I know who stands before me. You're Artemy Burke, aren't you? How lucky. We are hoping to gain your support. Lower Ravel's take on him. Why does nobody notice how hardworking he is? He works all the time. Everything he does for the family, even if his father won't admit it. Yes, he chose to study the kin instead of the intricacies of economy, and he already knows it way better than his father. He'll grow up to be a better manager and a better ruler that would make do without a whip, violence, abuse, victims, and riots. Vlad Ogimski's take. A high stepper. Instead of settling down and helping me manage the industry, he'd rather dabble in the local fairy tales. This loafer's most refined skill is wasting my money. He's rather quick-witted when it comes to business, I'll grant him that. All the more shame on him for casting everything on his father. To think he took after me. How do you know me? I'm Vlad Ogimski. Don't confuse me for my father, though. You can call me Vlad the Younger, until I became the eldest, anyway. I hope that won't happen anytime soon. If you respected your father just as I respect mine, then I'm truly sorry about your loss. We've been expecting you. Thank you.
The big city guest jumps the gun too much. Not the mystery-solving type, really.
Have you talked to my father? He's waiting for you. It has to do with your business and your safety. What about you? I'd like to hear what you have to say. Our family is strict about good conduct. I don't want to be rude, but I have to respect my father's polite request. His needs are urgent, mine aren't. Have it your way. Frustrating. Frustrating that both characters clearly want to talk to me, but they refuse to until I meet with their father, but their father won't show up until 11 o'clock. 5 hours after this campaign starts. So it goes. Things really calmed down after everyone stopped trying to murder me. Now we just go back to the routine of wandering around, especially with the lack of plague. I'm concerned how things are gonna go. Oh, actually, I have enough to trade. How do you guys like garbage cans, huh? Can I meet the bachelor? You tend to be in here, don't you? She's here.
Don't you think my colors have faded?
Peter Stammerton's take on her. She came to love my creation when it was but a sketch. People are often astonished by it, but rarely is it met with love. Even the children merely tolerate it. Loving an edifice like this demands a vivid and outstanding imagination. Victor Kane's take. Ava possesses some virtues that my daughter unfortunately does not. She is gentle. She is trustworthy. She doesn't even stoop to betrayal. She could be the soul of a focus. Were she not enamored of death so bizarrely and persistently. You have wolf's eyes. Stop giving me that look. What's your name? There's no reason for you to call me by name. Then I should probably give you a funny nickname.
He will find Simon's murderer. It's a matter of honor for the Kynes.
Don't you dare come near me, I'll scream. Why? Are you scared of me? Very much so. I thought the bachelor was staying here. Yes, he is. And this is the place I've been looking for. Oh, that's the end of that talk. Is he just up here? Oh, suddenly there's a closed door up here. Oh, they're keeping me away from the bachelor. They're keeping me away from the bachelor. It feels weird. So I remember rather vividly the hunchback lived here in this house. Did I say bachelor or hunchback? Whatever, you know what I mean. Unless you're not paying very much attention. Are you not paying very much attention? 1 coin. Mine. So much unguarded house to not really get that much from. It's mostly empty. He really just forgot a penny in one drawer once. How exciting. Three pennies. 2 more pennies. I'm really bankrupting the dude. It's one of the only houses I've ever been in that has searchable desks. And is largely unsurveilled. Did my entire playthrough of the other characters without finding a single... Oh, there we go. I didn't make a single use of my lockpicks that I... Hi. That's really fucking creepy. It's unnerving how he just comes around the corner. Is that where the daughter's supposed to be? I think so. Your face looks familiar. I resemble my father is all. You don't look too good. Got smacked around a bit, hey? How do you know? No, it's obvious, whatever. I ain't blood, hunchback. Spent too much of your personal reserves. Ain't no blood here. Go ahead and find some morons to give you theirs. I'm not asking for myself. I told you, ain't no blood. Could take some from you, but you're not gonna survive that. You ought to get up some healing or bring me someone fresher. You're right, I don't feel too good. Do you have any medicine? Who are you fighting, you unlucky creature? Got ambushed or something? Yes, I was attacked by 5 men. Go and dig your nose into them drawers. Ought to find something. What the hump are they doing? No mercy in them for anyone anymore. Go about breaking people but like sticks. Ready to slash anyone on the spur of a moment, those rabid demons. Thank you. Kind. Turns out he's kind. Even though he, you know, after what happened, it was suggested that the daughter was like being abused or was here against her will and she was gonna like run away. All that he had in his drawers, I think, was the stuff that increases immunity, which is not helpful. So she was trying to leave. She wanted to not be here, and was kind of here against her own will. He was keeping her here. Then she died, and he tried to burn the town down, and inspired those damn, didn't fully know what these things mean. Try doing some sleeping, which is why I did a save just now. I cannot use your bed. I didn't plan this part out. My health's a little better, but I need a bed. Nope. That raises a bit of a problem for me. I guess I need to go... My exhaustion's way up there. Taking that was a mistake. I should have waited. But I didn't know I wouldn't be able to use the bed. I think you can only use the bed if you're bound. Or people that trust you or something. So if I make my way across town, I can go from here to Vlad's place where he should let me in now. And then I can probably stay in his bed or Capella's bed or something. Didn't I stay in Capella's bed even though I was the bachelor and she was not one of my bound? So it's not even a matter of the bound. I think they just have to trust you or something. It might be a universal list. Not totally sure. But we're almost there. Fingers crossed. No fucking way. No way. All I can do is half. She's super gonna despawn. I could do a quick lap and hope for the best and hope she doesn't disappear. A Schmouder on day 1. I was joking, don't actually do that to me, game. I don't know what her despawn radius is or how the rules of the game work when this comes in. Another needle, that's progress. Come on, give me a ring. They don't like rings though, do they? I think only the older girl likes rings. I'm not sure. That could be so important. especially since I don't know what quests are going to happen. One of the primary reasons I was able to save so many people was because I had tons of panaceas, which I got from story missions. But maybe Burke doesn't have those. Although Burke made them. But can Burke make a panacea in when I'm controlling him? It must be hard to make. That's probably her over there. Come on. Guys, throw away better stuff. Why aren't people throwing enough rings away? I can't help but suspect that the rings thrown away are a symptom of the plague. Like loved ones dying. Otherwise, so many rings being thrown away is kind of weird. I probably lost her. It's noon now. Yeah, I bet she's not even spawned anymore. Who delivers these letters to me? I saw a goddamn schmouter. Well, maybe I'll do a better job of getting them this time. Just because now I know to hunt them down specifically. I got used to the fact that one specific character model spawns them. Maybe I'll get ahead of the curve. I need bed, please. Please, no. You've got the same book that Notkin had.
Hard. It's hard.
Alexander's take on Vlad Ogimsky. Vlad's cunning and unfriendly man. Dealing with him is tough. I find it odd that he runs the kin so smoothly. Civilized people can't usually find a common tongue with our steppe people. You have to turn it into you turn into a beast regularly in order to communicate with them. I think they've stricken some sort of secret pact. This peace has to have a hefty price. Victor's take. The town prospers thanks to his acumen. He watches over the arteries and has a firm hold over the economy. The abattoir, the factories, the warehouses, the trading processes themselves are completely under his control. Zabrov and I have long abandoned our attempts to interfere with his domain. We don't have the slightest idea of the Bull Project's day-to-day life. I wouldn't be surprised to find out, one day, that Vlad had installed slavery there. You get more context now that we know what half the stuff means, even. I guess I know who stands before me. I know of your tragedy, my boy. I am Vlad Ogimsky, boss. You probably don't remember me. I am wholly at your disposal. Somehow I didn't expect you to be so young. I'm not that young. Were you expecting to see a senior person or something? No, no. But your father was so old, I couldn't shake away the feeling that I was to see his copy. Were you expecting me? I was, for a while. A lady whose intuition can be trusted has told me you were to come by any day now. But we'll talk about that later. Well met, Artemy Burke. I am the eldest of our family now. You may call me Haruspex or Warden.
Fortune turns all things to the advantage of those on whom she smiles.
I told him what he could call me, and he immediately stopped and didn't call me those things. Artemy Burke, yes. Isidore's death is a terrible loss. Terrible. Just like your looks. But please forgive this old man his poor manners. It's hard for me to tell you that the death of your beloved father is most likely just the beginning of your misfortunes, Master Burke. Some bastards attacked me as soon as I got off the train. Yes, I've heard. Already. Those bastards, however, weren't looking for the person who got off the train, but rather someone planning to board it. They were after a murderer, you see, the one who's caused a lot of problems already. A lot. They say your father's death is the murderer's doing too, eh? What? My father's been murdered? There's a theory. A weird death. He was ready for it, though, wasn't he? He did let you know beforehand, and then he died precisely that night. Well, the fear is greater than the reason for it, you know. Pray tell, why would anyone examine the evidence now? It's so much easier to just tear apart the troublemaker. You, that is. What do I have to do with the murder? I only just arrived. The men at the station mistook you for the murderer. Problem is, now they're broadcasting your features to anyone who will listen. You do stand out, you know. The mass hysteria is an excellent environment for rash accusations, coupled with the questionable visions of a certain influential lady. What lady? A well-respected one. Do you remember the Sabarovs? I doubt that. Katerina isn't that much older than you. Katerina, Alexander Sabarov's wife. She has extraordinary talents. Precognitive, dare I say. No one questions them. That much is certain. She foresee me coming? Not only that, she foresaw many horrors related to you, but it's all very vague. And, you know, compared to my deceased wife, Katerina's talents are, to put it mildly, controversial. But they're enough for the commoners to identify you and... So what? Am I a suspect for the whole town? A suspect? No. I wish. It's not a suspicion. There's not a shade of doubt. They're positive it was you. My dear Master Burke, you are being hunted. And until panic settles down, please do consider their proof irrefutable. Those who have been left lying by the station are self-explanatory too. What am I being accused of? First of all, the deaths that you are actually to blame for. It was self-defense, perhaps, but you can't prove that right now. But there's a minor problem, anyway. Secondly, the murder of the town's leader, Simon Kane. Now that is more serious. A tangled mess of interests and parties. And thirdly, you've been accused of killing your father, Isidore. Patricide. Killing my father? This is horseshit. It's all one big mess. One big knot. You have to see that. It's not like the mob is looking for two separate murderers, really. The patterns feel similar, the circumstances. And by the way, Isidore and Simon had met the day before. What can I say? One thing leads to another. It's not like they've got the time to reflect upon the situation thoroughly. They're in a hurry to catch the bad guy, while the bad guy's still here. But I've only just arrived, on a switch engine. Pray tell. And who was the engine driver, huh? Don't rack your brains. You won't remember, but I will. The station, after all, is my domain. He won't testify to your alibi. A half-human that he is, deaf and dumb too. And nobody knows how long you had been hiding in the town, having secretly arrived. The seer had spoken of it beforehand. I wouldn't wish all this on my worst enemy. The leader's death has stirred the townsfolk up, and the Kanes who are also willing to take drastic measures now. And you don't want to make those hawks angry. Patricide is a blasphemous crime, and you're yet to clear those accusations up. As for now, you're an outlaw. Hopefully you believe I'm innocent. I do. And so do the members of my family. Perhaps several others. We do believe you are innocent, yes. But going out there, pray forgive me. It would be better to march straight to the wheel, to be broken on. The mob will tear you to pieces. Do you have a weapon? I don't. Well, maybe that's for the better. You never know. It's hard to fight a mob with bare hands. Those poor creatures in the streets are really not to blame. Don't be too harsh on them. For the first time in many years, they've got an opportunity to witness absolute evil. They will come to their senses in due time. Meanwhile, you need to come into your inheritance, don't you? And that means you need to free yourself from accusations first, eh? Yes. My word won't be enough. Everyone's squabbling. They'll probably see foul play in this. Here's what I think. The Kanes have commissioned a peculiar man to handle Simon's case. A bachelor of medicine. He'd come a long way here, and just in time, too. As though it was meant to be like this. He's the one searching for the murderer for them. Do you suggest I meet him? He's quite quick on the draw, they say. If only you could find him before he finds you. He won't shoot you straight away then, perhaps. Meanwhile, I'll be doing everything I can to aid you. It would have been so much better if you could just lay low for a while. But they'll come for you here soon, I'm afraid. Alright, I'll speak to this bachelor. Just wait until evening, please. Right now he is also confused. So he'll shoot first and ask questions later. And just... please do your best not to break more bones. Do not attract random people on the street. Do not attack random people on the street. Just go easy on them. And work on gradually restoring your good name. Also, go see my daughter right now. She's a good girl. She's got something to tell you. I'll take any well-minded advice.
Who is this bachelor really after? Can he be an inspector?
Do the members of your family also believe I'm innocent? Pray forgive me, as firmly as they believe they're innocent themselves. Can I speak to them? Of course. My daughter lives with me. She's in the next wing. My son, Vladislav Jr., is currently staying in a building on the outskirts of town. He's got some shady business there. I'll give you the address. Perhaps they'll help you in word and deed. I hope so. Right down there. Here lives Vlad the Younger, Ogibsky's son. I think his father isn't very happy with him. Still, better to get acquainted with him. I tried.
Swine. Beasts. I shouldn't have indulged their whims.
I'm bleeding. Do you have a first aid kit? Ask the servants. Those that haven't scattered, that is. The panic. The panic is so devastating. Better yet, go ask my daughter, little Victoria. She's in the other wing of the house. She'll help you. Thank you. Really wish I hadn't taken that medicine.
Will have to be punished for this.
Really wish I had not taken that medicine. Becoming a problem for me. Oh, and if I try to sleep it off, the hunger's gonna spike. Capella, save me. Capella.
There was no murder, right? Was there?
You are a victim of a terrible mistake. Yet there is something I want to reveal to you. It will help you reestablish your good reputation. I'll give you a few names. All of them belong to children. But don't judge them by their age. Some of them may be invaluable to help you. Is that so? It is. All of them have been seeing Isidore quite often lately. Maybe some of them can even surmise who the real killer is. And the rest know for a fact that you are innocent. They are bound. And so accusing a person of patricide would be unnatural to them, even if the evidence is obvious. Happy to hear that. They can help you find out how your father spent this last evening. I only know that he went off into the steppe for a long time and came back very late last night. That is when the children went to see the old man in secret. What for? Do you know why their relationship with your father has grown tighter recently? Medical matters, I believe. What else could it be? The reason is quite sad. These children. My friends and faithful aides are going to die soon. Why? Are they terminally ill? No. But you must believe me, your father has done so without hesitation. And you know that he was a clever and suspicious man. He kept checking in. He kept checking if anything was wrong with these kids every day. That is just how their line of fortune goes. They are more likely to die than to live. Did my father know beforehand he would die for the same reason? I don't know. How do you know about it then? Precognition. Not only mine though. All of us agree on this. So did your father and Simon. It's still so hard for me to speak about them in the past tense. And Maria too. Katerina even. Everyone agrees. Please take care of them, like your father did. They must live. Simon and Isidore died, so they too must be on the brink. What can I do for them? Just keep them in mind, and if you ever hold their lines of fortune in your hand, please do not let them go. You are also not a common man, you know. You are your father's son. Is that so? Oh, there's my bound. Murky, Sticky, Notkin, Grace, Capella, Taya, Khan. I've only met those 3. Walked right past Murky. We met those 3 so far. So I gotta meet up with 4 more still. He's got a big old list, and they're all children. Interesting. 100% of the bound are children for Haruspex. Unexpected.
It's hard for us to believe in things that lie outside of our scope.
Being slandered is terrible and sad. There's only one way to doing good and not doing bad anymore. Who can I talk to regardless of my reputation? Please heed my words. Khan won't be of any help. However, Sticky is probably hanging around the back streets, and I haven't heard from Taya for quite a while. Have you by chance met Grace already, the sweet girl? I have. What about a boy called Notkin then? I've met him too. He's so very brave, and faithful friend too. He won't ever care for gossip and slander if he comes to love and respect you. Notkin would always come to your aid and be willing to die by your side if the whole world was against you. He would even betray a friend. I would love to be spoken about like this too. Well, he has his ups and downs as well. He is kind to his friends, but he knows no mercy for his foes. And he's overdoing it sometimes. He does have a thirst for blood, just like, well, he'll probably grow up to be a great general, like Block or Shoin. Just like me, right? I can see where you're coming from. Ah.
Yes?
Can I have a rest at your place? Of course, you can sleep in my bed, but why not sleep at home? You must be confused. I don't have a home in this town. Don't you now? What of your father's house? The house where Isidore used to live. It's right in the middle of the Tanners district. I have been there on more than one occasion myself. Show me where it is. Oh, but I can't. It wouldn't be right for you to go there now, because of what happened. I have only just realized that the place must be full of the broom with Salbarov's men. You should wait here until they settle the matter with my father. I'll wait for more news from you. Ah, but they still tell me anyway. I was gonna say it's weird to keep it a secret regardless. Bye.